My heart goes out to Dresden, everybody. My heart goes out to all of you. Thank you so much for the support. You guys are amazing, and I can't thank you enough.
And you're a model as well?
Yes. About a month ago, I was signed with Taylor Kelsaw Modeling, and it was my really first intro into modeling and getting into the field. It's been amazing working under him. It's been amazing having him as my agent. I've had amazing photographers over in New York City so far. I've hopped down from Albany to work with them from time to time over the past month before I came here, and it's been great. But unfortunately, as you know, you guys can see, I think the modeling days are over, but it's okay. It is okay, because I really do feel in my heart that what I did was worth it, and I'll live with the scar. It's pretty badass. So
So maybe let's get into what you did there. What were your plans for the night?
Our plans for the night were to go from, we were in downtown at the time, I was with my friends, we were having a good time, my host brother and Nico, my other friend. And we were headed down to Albertplatz to take the 7 down to the Gisela.
Yeah.
Are you aware? Yeah. And we hopped on the tram after waiting a little bit for the tram, and I came on the tram and saw a woman there. Initially, later on, a guy had come up, really verbal, loud, harassing, was walking towards the woman as though he was looking to harm her or aggressive towards her. In that kind of situation, I stood up. I was like, "Is everything okay? Like, stop! Don't touch her! Don't hit her!" He was getting a little bit aggressive with her at that time, and he only turned that aggression that he was showing her to me immediately. And this guy, man, I've worked in emergency medical services for over a year now, and I'm familiar with what people look like when they're on drugs and how people act when they're on drugs. This guy, as everybody in the tram could also probably tell, was in some way, form, or fashion so overtly aggressive that he must have been on something. At least, I can intuit that everybody there probably supports that same position, at least the ones involved in it as well. And he came over after, like I mentioned before, he was being aggressive with a female, he was harassing her. I stood up, I said, "Stop." He turned that aggression towards me. With a quick kind of exchange of words from like the woman and the man, we sat back down. I wasn't gonna push anything. I'm not there for a fight. I'm not there for an altercation. I'm not looking to start any problems. I only reacted that way because this guy came over and just randomly, in my perspective, assaulted and harassed this woman. I was worried about her safety as much as everybody else on the tram, that this guy could very well go do that to as well. And so I sat down for a second. I was a little bit, in a mode where I was hyper observant of what was going on. I was worried about her safety behind me and everybody else's on the tram, including my friends and my own.
How many people were on the train now?
A lot, man. I didn't quite count, and people were constantly moving in and out. But I'd say the tram was at a moderate level for being that late at night. So after that, the guy took a couple steps. He came back around, and man, he was angry at her. And I don't know why. I couldn't understand what he was saying. I really couldn't understand what any of them were saying. But when I heard the woman's screams and her shouting, it sounded to me like the clear tone of somebody that is in distress and needs help. And when she stood up, the man, physically had a physical altercation with her that led to her being thrown on the chairs, and to that I was like, that's not going to happen. And I tried to get distance, and
he pushed her.
Yeah, he grabbed her and threw her, and my friend saw that as well, was present on the tram. And in response to that, my first reaction was obtain distance. All right, we're not here to start a brawl, we're not here to start a fight. I extended my arm, I'm like, stop. I shouted to him again, stop, don't do that. And he took that as this abstract assault, and he threw punches, and we had a short and very quick altercation. And no matter the fact that after the altercation I still maintained distance, worrying about the safety of the woman and everybody here involved, extending my hands were open. I was not in an offensive posture at all. I was reactory to the attacks he was giving me, and he continued to try and kick me by supporting himself with the poles after he got that distance too. It did not work. However, right at that moment, I remember I heard a click. I looked over, I saw another man, and then I felt a swift slice on my face. And naturally, I took a step back. It felt like a karate chop almost. I was shocked, but I was more shocked when my friend looked at me and his eyes widened, and then I touched my face and it was red. And then I looked into the mirror in the tram, that glass panel, and I saw what was a pretty deep cut in my face. And after that, my focus had turned from everything going on in the external environment to my own condition. I was worried about sight, touch, feel, like everything I would normally worry about for a patient, I was worried about for myself, because I had equivalently.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, gut.
Okay, danke schön.
Bitte. Möchten Sie noch was essen?
It's okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Alright, where have you been? How deep was the cut?
The cut was so deep that when I looked at myself in the reflection of the glass panel on the tram, I could visibly tell that my nose was cut in half. I stood up and immediately I was like, all right, putting compression on the wound. I was worried about the bleeding. I could certainly notice it from all of it spilling on the ground of the tram. It happened very fast. And that switch from managing the situation, managing that woman's safety, prioritizing that safety of that woman, to needing to prioritize my own safety after being assaulted like that, it happened in an instant. And emergency services were immediately called by my friends there. I thank them so much for that, because they were really the big difference between me getting the definitive care I needed and not being able to get it at all. So I'm very grateful, eternally grateful for that. And I'll bear this scar with pride, man, because it came for a good cause, and if given the opportunity, I would totally defend her again. I would totally defend her again. Any man would. Any man would. But at the same time, I do understand why the German citizens on that tram remain seated and remain silent. You know, these people have jobs, they have careers, they have presences, they have families. And I understand the fear that is so present here in Dresden now of those kind of attacks, knowing the severity, knowing the cost of not only financially, but on livelihood. Like, people die because of these things, and I very well came close to. If this cut was only aimed a couple inches lower, it would have hit right in my arteries, right in my carotid, through the jugular, and I would have been saying my goodbyes on that tram floor right there. And I'm very, very grateful that I'm not, and I'm very grateful to the Dresden City Police.
You were saying your goodbyes on the train.
No, if I was to be cut there, I would say my goodbyes.
Yeah.
I knew, having worked in the medical field, my injury was bad. All right, it was bad, but I'm not going to die. My priority, myself at that time, was airway. I was worried about this blood going back, so I kept my head forward. When I tried to keep my head back, as they were like, keep your head back, it'll be good. And I didn't think so, and the blood ran up, and I started coughing it up. So not for me. So I kept it forward, kept the pressure on it, kept the stability on it, sat down, and then the police and the Rettungssanitäter were very short to arrive after. They gave great care, and they transferred me to the hospital in quite an emergent fashion, and I was very well received here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're handled like a hero out there on the internet.
Everybody uses that term, man. You know, I was just doing what I thought was right. All right, and I'm glad that people have responded to that so positively, and they've shown me so much support, because that goes a long way. It goes a really, really long way, especially for me. So I got on the tram over Albertplatz originally, where we were located at, and then everything happened very quickly, and we ended up the tram stopping, as popularly known, right near the Golden Reiter at that station. It was stopped because there was the blood on the floor, medical emergency, Rettungssanitäter, the police had to take pictures, analyze the scene, so on and so forth, and they operated from there,
And you talked about only one girl, so there were no group of girls getting harassed, but only one girl.
There were two girls at the time that I observed being assaulted. The one that I was focusing my treatment and protection on was the one closest in proximity to me, the one that was being harassed by that man.
Did you know these guys from early on?
Never seen them before in my life. Probably won't ever again, hopefully.
Were you involved in some situations like this?
No, never like this before, man. I've had some friends of mine that have lived in Dresden longer than I obviously have in the time that I met them when I was studying abroad here, that have had friends that have unfortunately died by knife attacks like these, by violent acts, senseless violent acts like these. And it's terrible. It really is. And I really feel bad for the people living here. As much as I love this city, I'm as much worried about my own safety as the safety of the person next to me. And everybody shares that belief now. And I don't think in order to live in a society where you can feel comfortable that that should be there at all. That fear shouldn't be there. We should feel confident in each other as citizens of the same city, more or less the same country, to not do that to each other.
What happened since then?
I have been getting so much support from both the German people and all of my friends and family. I am eternally grateful for it. My recovery here has definitely been as quickly as you can see. Hopefully it looks a little bit better because of that support, because of that love, because of, you know, that positive representation. I can't thank everybody enough, including you guys, for coming out today. Like, it means a lot, and it goes a long way with me, especially being in a foreign country and having to go through something like this. My recovery has been very well handled by the medical staff here. They are amazing, and as you guys can see, plenty of flowers to be proud of.
I totally forgot about this. We brought you some flowers as well.
Oh my God, look at that! You guys are the best.
Forgot about it.
I can't thank you enough. Like, see how amazing these people are? See how amazing you guys are? Oh my goodness.
No, it's great to see that so much love is...
yeah, this was even from my friend in America. He's a United States Marine.
Easy, they sent it with fur.
Yep.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. And we got some from the police. They visited me today. The president of the city of Dresden Police Department shook my hand. It was amazing. But they have been so kind to me and have received me so well, give me so much good support, including you guys. I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
So grateful.
Maybe you don't want to hear this, but you are some kind of a hero for this action, you know?
If people look at that way, thank you. Thank you very much. And, you know, I appreciate any kind of support that I get with this and going through it. And I could definitely see how it could be looked at that way.
All right, maybe some quick questions.
Yeah.
What's your current medication?
Current medication I'm on?
Yeah, is you're on some painkillers and antibiotics?
So originally, you know, I'm definitely on antibiotics. That's a given, you know, getting any wound that penetrates the skin with this kind of stuff, especially in that kind of environment. I was on some painkillers, you know, I was given stuff to manage the pain, local anesthetics during the surgery. I've been treated very well here, and they've been very attentive to, you know, my pain level, my pain tolerance. But I largely like to be off the pain medication. It doesn't hurt, and that's the thing. When I got slashed, it didn't hurt, and that could totally be the adrenaline. It probably was, but it still doesn't hurt. And I'm not on pain medication currently. This right here is antibiotics, but I've been largely feeling good. And I think that's a real testament to how effective their surgery was, and you know, the quickness. And
what did they do? Were they able to save your nose?
I think so. At least I hope so. I can breathe through both nostrils now, so that's a plus. Better than yesterday. So it's been going great, and they put me under for surgery with a local anesthetic, so I was awake during it, and they sewed it up, they stitched it up, and it was definitely a process and an event I won't forget. I'll go that far.
About the Insta reel.
Yeah.
What is it with your co-authors of this post?
Which one?
They are your maybe the most famous now.
Oh, I think I know the ones you're talking about.
Yeah.
So initially, like, I posted these videos on my story as a testament to the experience I went through, you know, sharing what I felt, sharing what I thought, like the pain, the reality of the situation, as much as to inform. You know, this was never politically motivated, and what I did was not politically motivated. I stood up solely because I feel this woman, and I could see she was in clear danger for her life, being harassed, being assaulted. I would have stood up for any woman, no matter what color, against any man, what color. To this, and to the whole like race claim and the politics behind that, it's not something I'm interested in. It's not something I want to represent. I want to represent a beacon for people, like you were talking about earlier, standing up to that kind of oppression when they see it happening. Unifying as a people, citizens of the same country, to go ahead and make a change so people don't have to live in this kind of fear anymore. You know, the race stuff is their own thing. They're going to get into it if they want to. But in regards to the collaborations on the post, she shared that video of me, you know, and I don't mind people spreading the word about me. I really don't. The things I post on social media are exactly that, accessible. And people are allowed to collaborate with me on it. They're allowed to send me good messages as they are bad messages. It's completely freedom of speech, and I'm a big proponent of that. So when it came to her support, you know, I welcome any support. No matter the political field that they hold, it's not what matters to me, and it shouldn't be what matters to the people. What matters is that we're getting good recognition on this problem from all sides of the spectrum, from all sides of the fields, and everybody can, with that, come together and hopefully make some good change.
Perfect. Are you scared now of trains? Like,
Nah,
no,
I'm good, brother. I'm good. I'm good. I wasn't scared then, surprisingly, and that was, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, like, that experience should have totally scared me.
Of course.
But in that moment, after I got slashed and I'm sitting down, I knew everything was gonna be okay. I felt it was gonna be okay. I knew the injury I had, I knew it was pretty bad, but I also knew at the same time that I'm gonna get the support, I'm gonna get the advanced medical care that I need. The situation is under control. Nobody else here is in visible danger that I can tell, nor am I or my friends. They're handling this, they're communicating with the emergency medical services. I've seen blood before in my line of work, and I think that definitely played a role with being able to stay cool, calm, and collected in a situation that really will naturally shake up that balance that you have to hold in order to perform in a high, tense, and tension scenario like this.
Do you want to share your tattoo with social media again?
Why not? Everybody's seen it. I model. You guys will see the pictures eventually. So I would take it off like entirely, but I'm hooked up to the IV line, so I'll just pop it open. My heart goes out to Dresden, everybody. My heart goes out to all of you. Thank you so much for the support. You guys are amazing, and I can't thank you enough. Honestly, everything you've done for me, everything the citizens of Germany have done for me too. I really can't thank you enough, guys. You're amazing. And I love the support. I love the congratulations. I love the love. Thank you.